Story by Wolves MX, Buddy the motocross bike. Buddy, the motocross bike, was so excited he couldn't sleep a wink last night. Yesterday, Andy the little boy who rides Buddy was filling his petrol tank with fuel, checking his engine for oil, greasing his chain and filling his tyres with air. This could mean only one thing, thought Buddy. Tomorrow we ride. Sure enough, that very next morning, Andy loaded Buddy into the van and said, "We're off racing." "The races?" said Buddy, suddenly feeling nervous. "But I thought we were I've never been to a real race before. I don't know what to do. I may not be able to keep up, or I may break down." "Just relax," said Andy. "You will be just fine." The racetrack was soft brown dirt, with many turns, really high jumps, and bumpy sections called whoopie-doos. Buddy watched as the other bikes practised on the track. "They are going so fast," thought Buddy, "and jumping incredibly high." Buddy got a little too close to the track and was sprayed with a little dirt kicked up by the other bikes. He thought to himself, "I don't know if I can do this." Then it came time for Buddy to practice. Andy said, "Okay, Buddy, just take it slow at first and think about what you are doing, and most importantly, have fun." Buddy went very slowly as he got used to the feel of his tyres on the dirt. His frame rocked easily over the whoopie-doos, his brakes were very hot from overuse, and his tyres never left the ground, even on the smallest jump. Buddy couldn't push himself to go any faster. He was worried that if he tried, he might lose control and run off the track. Buddy imagined that the other bikes were laughing at him because he was riding so slowly. He thought he would become the laughing stock of the entire racing world. But back in the pits, Andy refueled Buddy for the race. "Okay, Buddy, those were great practice laps, but I know you can go a little bit faster." Buddy thought to himself, "Yes, I think I can go a little bit faster. I don't know what I'm afraid of." Although Buddy's mind began to wonder, how will I do? Will everyone laugh at me? Will I do well? I hope I do. "Okay, Buddy, you're ready. It's time to race. Stop worrying, you'll do just fine." Andy walked Buddy up to the starting gate to get him settled in. He set him right between the two top riders in the race. To his left was Saluki. He had razor-sharp lines and thin knobbly tyres. His engine was going 1,000,000 miles an hour, even when standing still. Buddy said, "How will I ever be able to keep up?" To Buddy's right was Husqvarna. Husqvarna stood a foot taller than Buddy. He was huge. The deep rumble of his engine made Buddy shake. Buddy thought he was the strongest bike ever built. Husky looked super tough and was still covered in mud from his last race. The starter raised the flag and the engines roared. Buddy was caught off guard. It was his first start ever, and a poor one at that. He paid far too much attention to the other riders, that when the start gate dropped, he was the last to leave. This was his very first lap, and he was in last place. Buddy had to figure out what to do next. Then, with an extra twist of the throttle, his back tyre began to spin in the dirt. "This feels good," Buddy thought. The extra speed isn't too scary at all. It's actually fun. Buddy was having so much fun, he didn't realise that he had passed all the other bikes, and he was so focused on racing, he was shocked when Andy yelled, "Look, Buddy, we're in third place. Only 3 laps to go. Keep up the good work." "Wow," thought Buddy. "Third place." Buddy's mind was overwhelmed with good thoughts. "I'll be on the cover of the Motocross magazine. All these bikes will be sorry they laughed at me now. What if I crash on the last lap? Maybe I should slow down a bit. But maybe I should speed up a bit. I don't know." With so many thoughts running through Buddy's mind, his riding began to suffer. Buddy began to take corners far too widely. He slowed down before the jumps when he should be going faster, and he sped up before the whoopie-doos when he should have slowed down. Nothing seemed to be going right. What happened, he thought? I was doing so well. Now the other bikes were right on his tail, just waiting for the next opportunity to pass. If he didn't do something soon, he was going to lose third place. Buddy looked back to what Andy had told him before the race. Think about what you're doing and have fun, Andy had said. He thought, that's it. I just need to stop worrying about others, and I'll stop worrying about winning or losing the race. Thinking I'm not good enough, I need to get back to concentrating on my riding and having fun. That's what got me to third place. Now Buddy was doing everything right. His thoughts were all about what to do next and how much fun he was having. There's only 2 laps left in the race, and he had caught up with Husqvarna. He was so big, he took up all the track, although it seemed. His tyres kicked up so much dirt that when Buddy got close to him, the dirt would kick up into his goggles and couldn't see to pass. If I can't go round him, he thought, I'll stay on his tail and go under him at the big jump ahead. Buddy thought, and so he did. Instead of pulling high into the air like Husky, Buddy stayed as close as he could to the ground. He landed ahead of Husky and was now in second place. Saluki's racing was as smooth as his yellow plastics. Saluki never seemed to make a mistake. Gliding over big jumps like an expert, he left no chances for Buddy to pass. Buddy's pistons were pumping with excitement. He had to do something, and soon. He would have to pass Saluki on the final turn or the jump on the finish line. Saluki was so focused on racing that he wasn't aware Buddy was closing in on him. Then it happened. Into the final turn they raced. Saluki took the outside and Buddy the inside. Saluki seen something out the corner of his eye. He turned his head to see who was behind him, just as Buddy gave it some throttle. Both bikes came out the final turn, neck and neck, heading for the finish line. Buddy didn't even know he had won the race until all the other bikes gathered around him cheering his name. Buddy, Buddy, Buddy. Saluki cruised up next to him and said, not bad, kid. That was some of the best racing I've ever seen. Yeah, not too bad, Husky added. I'll see you at the next race, bud. Andy looked so proud on Buddy. You see, Buddy, if you believe in yourself, keep your mind on what you are doing, and always do your best, you can achieve anything. The end. Thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed that story and you'd like me to do another story, please give me some feedback, because there's another 2 or 3 different adventures from Buddy, and it'd be great to do them all for you if you're interested in having them done. Okay, thank you. Ta-da.